Hello, everyone. Welcome, 𝚃𝚑𝚗𝚎, to this week in the astrology. Okay, YouTube. Hello, my sweet, dear, magical friends. Welcome, 𝚃𝚑𝚗𝚎. In today's transmission, we are discussing this week ahead, the astrology of July the 7th July the 8th, today, Monday, July the 8th, until I'm going to take this like Monday to next Tuesday. So today, whole week, and then like another little day. So this will go till next Tuesday, the 16th. This entire week is leading up to Monday's Mars-Uranus conjunction in the sign of Taurus. So if you have anything to say, please utilize the live chat and the comment section to express yourself. I appreciate it. To claim, send that email again. There's only one way to get merch, and it's through being a Patreon person, a patron on the Patreon person. And it's free. So the only way to get merch is that you do not pay for it. It is free through being a member on the Patreon. So it keeps cycling. So I love my people. They're all like swagged out. So you're on Patreon for like 3 months and you get sent a free merch item, and then the next 3 months, and then the next 3 months. And people have been patrons for like over 12 months. And so you just keep getting stuff. So it's really fun. I love it. And it's just my little way to just strengthen the nerve endings of your lives, so that you look up and you're like, oh, the 𝚑𝚊𝚗𝚗𝚎 coffee mug. That's right. Truth, love, integrity, energy work. So anyway, to claim the bookings, get the free merch, make donations, get the live horoscopes and tarot viewing Zooms, all of it can be found in the link in the description box on the Patreon. We are testing a new microphone, so please feel free to leave the feedback. Let's go ahead, and I think there is a little bit of a lag on the YouTube, but TikTok, y'all are right there. Okay, so to Monday the 8th of July, that is today, we basically had Venus making a nice sextile to Uranus in Taurus, Mercury in Leo, sextiling Jupiter in Gemini, also trining the North Node in Aries, the Moon in Leo, also squaring Mars in Taurus, trining over to, but also making the square to Uranus and Taurus. So new options and considerations were likely opening up today. So kind of like tomorrow, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, actually Monday, Tuesday, there may be some little pricklies, some little irritations, or things that are just kind of uncomfortable, but it's going to be kind of more so resolved by going into the weekend. So, okay, this is Tuesday, the 9th of July, Virgo, and then they're going to immediately make a quincunx to the sign of Aquarius, to Pluto in the sign of Aquarius retrograde. So on Tuesday, Moon in Virgo, we want to get very organized. We care about being clean. We care about having all of the things together. And the quincunx decision, it's a new option, but it doesn't feel good, or doesn't feel, we're not going to sit there and be really frustrated that something opening up for me. You know, we don't like perceive reality that way. We're just like, oh, frustration, you know. So, but once you calm your little self down, you might be able to take a look at things and see like, okay, got it. This is how it's supposed to be. This is how we're supposed to be, like guiding things, guiding in the situation. Okay. So Tuesday may be uncomfortable. Try to open up to it, because like I said, that, oh my God, the obstacle in the way becomes the way. So that's Tuesday. So Tuesday could be like, you know, you run into something frustrating because, you know, the font isn't loading the right way and it's messing up all your typing, you know, something, but then what stands in the way becomes the way, and you it's inspiring, and you figure out a new, better solution to something you weren't even paying attention to, that you didn't even think could be any better, but now you put this attention into it and it is better. So it's really just perspective. So that's Tuesday. Wednesday, welcome to Wednesday, the 10th of July. We have the moon in Gemini making an opposition to Saturn in Pisces retrograde. And on Wednesday, we have the sun in Cancer making the trine to Saturn retrograding in Pisces. So here's where things have an opportunity to stabilize and concretize. And it's building Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. It peaks, it goes exact on Wednesday. But this is really nice for smoothing anything over, working it out, having people come to the table that are mature, and responsible, level-headed, and it's encouraging. You know, there's like a promotion of faith and confidence. That is so weird. Faith and confidence for okay, faith and confidence in like a situation. So sun in Cancer, really emotional, really intuitive, and in this flowing energy, anything that you could have been really sensitive to Sunday, Monday, Tuesday that was like disturbing you, adding, you know, that making you sensitive, and like the little disruptions of the little lunar aspects that last for 30 minutes or an hour, getting you all in a tizzy, you know, whatever. It's like this bigger connection with the sun in Cancer to Saturn and Pisces could go a very long way in calming your little nerves, settling your little self down, and working out anything that was. The Victorians have this saying, like, it sits well with my soul. So anything that didn't sit right with your soul, you could have it worked out by Wednesday. The moon in Virgo making the opposition to Saturn retrograde. The awareness of, there's like this, something has us really conscious and aware of like duties and responsibilities and deadlines and amounts and, you know, financial forensics and chores and tasks, you know, that kind of thing. So it could be like a very, you know, the square to Jupiter and Gemini, maybe there's like typos or there's misunderstandings in communication, that kind of thing. So Wednesday, it's like, sure, there might be these like these little kerfuffles that are still kind of coming up as part of like Monday through Wednesday, but Wednesday, it's like coming up to this, it's that moon Saturn opposition is pushing it up to the surface to kind of be dealt with. Sun, Saturn meeting it with maturity and taking care of it, really just taking care of it. When we procrastinate, we're really betraying like our own boundary, and we are promoting distrust in ourselves. So of course, we're not going to be as confident when we're trying to make a decision where maybe we messed up before and our confidence is, oh man, I made a bad call last time. Maybe you know, I'm doubting myself. Maybe I'm going to mess it up again. You know, of course, how are we going to have confidence and a new trust in ourselves after having been through, you know, something devastating or a crisis or something traumatic, and we have nothing to stand on that's giving us any kind of confidence when we are constantly undermining ourselves by betraying our own boundaries, going for the extra slice of cake when we told ourselves we're just going to have one piece of cake, going and letting someone with you longer than they said they were going to, and not calling you and being like a no call, no show, and like you got their kid and your time boundary's been crossed because you had plans to like go do something else, like, you know. So like whatever happens to be, consider these things, my dears, consider these things, because you can set these, you can kind of correct. I would recommend it because there's little kerfuffles, little things Monday through Wednesday. You can work this out. There's little things. You might feel them more like they're a bigger deal, but that's because it's a sensitive moment. The sun is in Cancer, and we all know how Cancers are. So tizzies get worked out. So, like I said, you know, awareness of like the responsibility and who's like who's doing what, who wants to care for this, who is taking this animal, plant, project, tasking, but like people do it. You know, you don't think about it, but like it has to be like a chore. All those little things. I also like Wednesday for authority, approvals, for protocols, for voting, for agreements. I like it for anything serious. Okay. Thursday, 7-Eleven. Welcome. Hello. Dr. Sarah's Cafe. I'm not to catch up with my correspondence and my emails and get this scoop. Okay, so where were we? So Moon in Virgo makes a trine to Mars, and Uranus in Taurus. Venus in Cancer makes a trine to Neptune retrograde in Pisces. Before Venus moves into Leo, immediately applies in this opposition to Pluto retrograding in the sign of Aquarius. Moon trine Mars and Uranus. These are new inroads. Remember, everything's leading towards Monday the 15th. So where were we? Thursday. So new inroads. Things are happening. Things are opening up. New ideas, new inspirations, new tools, new assets, new things. Okay. I almost forgot. I'm sorry, YouTube, if you guys are like, it's weird. And we don't have much time. I'm doing this with natural light. It's like a whole thing. Okay. So Thursday, Venus, Neptune, Pluto. Okay, here's what we'll say about the Venus trine over to Neptune. Guys, with Neptune being at the 29th degree, you have no idea. And I don't think I can, I'm a writer, okay? I don't even think I have the words to really convey how important this time is with Neptune at the 29th degree of Pisces. We're never going to be here again. None of us will ever be feeling this again. And we're not going to remember it at max capacity because it'll just stay this impossible dream. This is almost like a dream comes true. You live the dream and you're pinching yourself and you're living it. And then you go to sleep and then the next day, wow, this is still like my life and it doesn't feel real. You doesn't feel it. You don't feel it like on your skin. You can't feel it anymore. It's like trying to grip love, trying to grip, you know what I'm saying? Or trying to pin down a feeling or trying to like, the inspiration, the creative inspiration. This is like Walt Disney energy, okay? This is Walt Disney energy once in a, okay? Like this is it, guys. Whatever's happening, like in all the Neptune and Pisces stuff with religion, look at how we've been disillusioned, disabused from the illusions of formalized religions since, what was it, 2011? When, so it's like really, you guys, the arts, look at what the entertainment industry has been through. This completely different, right? Looks completely different. And so this is the height of like creative power. This is the height of romance and fantasy. There's something in your life, in the Pisces area of life, that like it's just never, we don't even get it. Like we're gonna look back at this time like, oh, these were the good old days, or these were the before days, or these were the olden times, or these were the romantic days, like whatever it is. But it's like, even when you're going through it, you're still not like feeling it like, as you feel like there's still more to feel, almost like pressing a button. Like you feel like you can depress something all the way down, and you feel like you're getting like that close before you depress it all the way down. And so really milk it. On a Thursday, Venus plugs right into this very spiritual, very creative, yummy, romantic, spiritual energy, plugs right into it. There's like a shot of oxytocin. That's all you're getting. That's like that's that dream. You have to hold on to that feeling, hold on to that good feeling, because that inspiration, that is going to have to be what gets you through the weekend. You're going to have to hold on. You have to hold on to it in your mind's eye, like, oh, this is my why, this is my purpose, this is my passion, this is my my vision. You have to hold that, so you have to make that the only thing that you see to get you through like bullshit. Okay. So in this case, okay, so Venus is going to move into Leo and then immediately oppose Pluto. Get this, guys. The day after next Monday, Tuesday, Natalie, yeah, that's the day. Tuesday, shadow for an upcoming retrograde. The guide is on sale at the Stand store in the link in the description box below. Patrons are getting it. They've already had it. Patrons already had it. So I love using my Mercury retrograde journals, you guys. I like getting called out though. I like calling myself out. If you like getting called out, if you can appreciate the truth and you can be honest with yourself and call yourself out, get my journal, use the journal. And at the end of it, look back on it and be like, damn. And then do with that information what y'all will, okay? So, Mercury's gonna go into their retrograde. The shadow starts the 16th, next Tuesday. That shadow means that it's starting. It's just like it's starting on the faintest little level. The review, going back to the scene of the crime. Now, this is wonderful if you want to go back to the scene of the crime. If you want to go back and dust off your manuscript and take a look and make it better and make additions, perfect. That you want to use a Mercury retrograde for something like that. But if you're in a relationship with your spouse, your spouse's brother or sister, or your parent, your step parent, and you're avoiding an issue, they're avoiding an issue, someone's avoiding, like dancing around bringing something up, Mercury retrograde could bring that thing that no one wants to talk about, like, oh, right there it is, we can't not talk about it anymore. Okay, so it depends on the context of your life and all those things. Anyway, but it starts the 16th, that Tuesday. Venus retrograded in Leo last summer with the strikes and everything in the entertainment industry. So Mercury is going to retrograde over some of that, not all of that same ground, but some of it. And here we have Venus, like it's just really, really. So Venus going back into Leo, there may be, okay, so how the Venus in Leo, think about last summer, and you can look to the artists because they're the clearest they're the clearest like icons and the archetypes of this energy playing out, especially because Leo rules celebrity. And so with that Venus retrograde, there were celebrities in particular, or famous people in particular, that were making these statements and doing those things. So this this issue of like value and worth and appraisal, and there's just going to be an awareness, again, a very sharp awareness of relational expectations in your relation. Almost like, now again, it depends on the context of your life and your situation. I don't have your chart right in front of me, otherwise I could tell you that what it's be. So maybe you want this to be that way. Maybe you maybe you are entering into, or you're doing something either creative, maybe you're co-parenting and talking about your creative little children. What's the word? You're talking about your little creative little things, and there's a push and pull. It's like, well, I think my kids are never going to do this, or my kids are always going to do this, or maybe there's a need to demarcate and assign expectations in a relationship of an artistic kind. Maybe you are undertaking a really big freaking project and everyone needs to know like what role they're going to play in this big production. Maybe you're making a big 𝚃𝚑𝚎𝚎𝚕𝚒 freaking. I'm going to do that. One of my birthdays, I'm going to make a 𝚃𝚑𝚎𝚎 Sentinel from the Matrix. I'm going to make a really big one, like Wachowski office big one, and it's going to be a huge freaking party. Maybe everyone's helping you make one of those things, and so everyone's like, okay, you're going to be the one to do this, and you're going to be the one to do that, and you're going to be the one. You know, Venus-Pluto opposition could be, you know, where that really needs to happen, or maybe the family needs like, whoa, family meeting right freaking now, okay? You know, maybe someone has to like pull the reins a little bit and like hand, you know. Saw it on TikTok. This dad was like, and then the little girl, she like ran over like in her hand. Like, okay, so did you hear that? I don't know if you heard that. Oh, I'm so sorry, you guys. I don't know if you heard that. Okay, so that is all on Thursday. Okay, Friday. Welcome to Friday, the 12th of July. This is when we have the moon crossing the south node in Libra. And it's like a dunk. It's like going under the water for a little bit. It's like this dunk. It's all any superficiality in relationships. It's all cracking up, especially like from the past. So sure, like people from the past can come back up, maybe people that used to play big roles in your life, and you know, ex-lover, all that stuff. But maybe it's also just topics that come up in relationships from the past that are carryovers that are never dealt with, but now these eclipses are rolling through, cleaning it all out again, forcing things to the surface that like it's a thing you don't want to talk about, or the thing that you don't want them to talk about, or the thing that, you know, so problems in relationships, you know, just things coming back up. But it can also be a return of the past for the positive. So it could be like nostalgia. So I would say, you know, you can use this just sort of, I'm a Cancer ascendant. I'm extremely nostalgic, very sentimental, very much, I scrapbook, you know, I save things, mementos. So it would be great to like, if you're with someone, bring something like from, you know, a napkin from the hotel, from the whatever of the night that you and your friends did the thing, and the like, it could be something. I'm so chatty, something like that. Also, moon trines Jupiter in Gemini are topics that you're chatting about, and then still Venus opposite Pluto. Saturday, this is the 13th of July, the quarter moon, the crisis in action. This is a relational quarter moon. So the obstacle to get through is going to be relational. You and someone else taking something on together. What do you have to overcome to make something work? And there's a compromise. There's a way forward. There's a compromise that works well. And I love this. Like I honestly, I really do. I really love this. This is like a compromise. I remember negotiating on the TV theatrical, and you know, it's a negotiation. It's not like you just put everything in the cart and just like walk away at the grocery store. Like you have to like pick and choose. The best compromise is when everyone walks away, no one's happy, because then everyone feels like they're making an equal sacrifice. So you feel like you're making a sacrifice and you're like, damn, I want more. And they should be feeling like, damn, I'm making a sacrifice. Damn, I want more. So that everyone's kind of like bearing the same weight, kind of like, but together. So you can get something done. That's how I see this quarter moon. Like the end of the week, something done. And the obstacles are it's going to be maybe duties in relationships, or something that the people trying to work together are trying to overcome, some kind of, you know, outside circumstance. I don't know, something. Rob Reiner would say that there's the Jewish impediment to love, and then like the Catholic impediment to love, and that the Catholic impediment to love was like they were physically far away, like war or distance, like Romeo and Juliet, and that the Jewish impediment to love was like they're like neurotic, like they're physically right next to each other, but they're just like neurotic, like they're just, their minds are like very far apart from being able to be together. So, there's some kind of relational thing that maybe the people are taking on together or something. I don't know, the weekend. Saturday. It could be a creative breakthrough though, because there's that quarter moon, the moon in Libra, sextiles Mercury in Leo, squares the sun in Cancer. So like that could be hot air that people have to get through. Like honestly, because this is all leading towards this conjunction with Algol, the impediments and the obstacles can literally be things like people overreacting, people gossiping, people being like grotesque. So I'm gonna we're like literally almost there, but just like to give you like the ramp up to what we're really kind of building towards, which is really the Capricorn full moon, the 21st. But this happens on the way there. So Saturday could be hot air that, the best relationships, like the honest, true, authentic relationships that care about balance and equal give and take and integrity, that those make it through, that those get to push forward, and those are overcoming the outside forces and the negatives and the superficiality, or whatever looks good for appearances, whatever looks good for, the image, that superficial, that facade, those things are kind of cracking down. So Sunday, the 14th of July, we have this epic T-square, guys. Yeah, moon is now in crazy psychotic Scorpio, making the T-square. So moon enters Scorpio, high drama, people freaking out all over the place. Moon enters Scorpio, squares Pluto and Venus, the T-square. It's just something like gets so kicked off. Like it's like pandemonium or something. Like it's something like, I don't know if people are really scared or really jealous or really fanatical, or if people like, but there's something. So I would expect high drama on the world stage, political stage. There could be crazy reversals and pivots, windfalls, sudden changes in status and fortune and resources, and like financial status, but also like relationship status with that quarter moon in Libra. Where was it? Okay, so the T-square happening on Sunday, because the moon is in Scorpio, a very uncomfortable energy. There's pressure on the subconscious. There's pressure on hidden tensions and hidden feelings. So here's like the best thing is like the haters cannot like hide their hate, their hatery. They won't. They're like people are gonna be like seething once that moon gets into Scorpio. People are just gonna be feeling so strong, whether that's like strongly creative, strongly emotive, emotional, moody, or if they're super jealous, if they're super bitter, if people are like that T-square with Pluto and Venus, that's like a want or a desire, or so the dark side of that, managing expectations in relationships and demarcating, okay, you're gonna, you're going to do hair and makeup. Okay, you're going to hold the light over here, or you are going to put the kids to bed during the week, or like that kind of energy expressed ugly, negatively, is your typical, you can't wear that outside the house, that skirt's too short, or you're liking whose picture on Instagram, or let me go into your phone, or your needs and are like sinking into like it gets all kinds of like convoluted, enmeshed, and complex, difficult to demarcate where something ends and something else begins. The boundaries are going to be really important, and that Scorpio moon is going to highlight the crossing of those boundaries. So for instance, let's say there's this give and take. Let's say Venus in Leo is the dancer, this all-star dancer. Pluto retrograde in Aquarius is the dancing troupe, or the dancing, I don't know anything about dancing, but like dancers in the dancing troupe, I don't know, they travel and they dance. And so, this could be that person integrating into the troupe metaphorically, but also maybe even physically learning how to like do the lockstep and all the things. So by Sunday with the moon in Scorpio, that would be like if there was like a jealousy that broke out, if someone was jealous of someone else's, you know, little feet movements, or the skill or the ability, or if one dancer's boyfriend or girlfriend was hitting on another, you know what I'm saying? So it gets like layered and convoluted. But in the give and take, if they're all living together in some big house and someone takes someone's towel or whatever, all of those things could be very, very sensitive this whole week, and everyone could be feeling very, maybe things like their girlfriends, their boyfriends, their skin, their sexuality, who they're talking to, the attention, creativity, creative ideas, possessive over their animals, possessive over their children, who their children are playing with, helicopter momming, controlling someone else's sexuality, feeling entitled to someone, to arguing someone's feelings. So put it this way, in the give and take, your rights end where someone else's begins. You give until you feel what I do. I give until I feel like a resentment. When you feel resentment, you are crossed. That's where your boundary is. That's where the line is. That feeling of resentment. Once you feel resentment, that's where it is. That's where this is my boundary. That's where it is. So don't worry about giving all of yourself away and there's nothing left of you, because you'll know when you have the feeling of like resentment, badness, alert, that's when you walk it back and pull back. And the people that benefit from you crossing your own boundary, for their benefit, they're not going to like you pulling back. They're not going to like you advocating for your like maybe this, a dancer's asking for, I remember we talked about that too. The dancers, like the dancers, it's like a whole thing. But anyway, so this whole, whether it's art, creativity, sex, romance, or money, whether this is daily routines or mental health or, philosophy, whatever this happens to be, expect even something you see publicly could, like, there could be some story that grips the nation. There could be something happening and playing out on the world stage that everyone has a big reaction to. Everyone's got, something polarizing going on. Okay. So anyway, Sunday, there's like shit, it just hits the fan. Like it just really, really does. And whatever that is, like Sunday, it rolls us into Monday. Monday, the 15th of July. That's when we have Mars Uranus with Algol in Taurus, right on my Jupiter. So honestly, okay, so if you have to lose your head, it's going to be good and bad. It's going to be losing your head over something you're really excited about. That's what I posted over on TikTok about, where that the triple conjunction with Mars, Uranus, and the North Node in Taurus, not an Algol, but in Taurus, and eventually hit Algol. I got obsessed. You guys, my golden oldies on YouTube might remember that I got obsessed with this screenwriting course, and it was like creative and wonderful. And the grotesque part, the Algol, like that dark matter part of it, is I was writing about like it was just like very, very gross. I want you guys also to remember the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard trial, because figure prominently in their charts. and or liking dark stories or liking dark content and making like that's just so part of it. So there might just even be you might just like there might be some element of the grotesque involved in all of this, and I don't want you to be mad or scared or freaked out because there's nothing to really fear. Okay, so losing your head over something you're really excited about could be great if you normally don't have a lot of confidence in yourself, if you normally don't act, if you have an issue with masculinity, with action, with confidence issues, self-esteem issues, great for that because it's going to be so much energy. It'll give you the support to get you to do the thing, you know? If already really trigger happy, this could absolutely be an injury. I've already, that's me. I'm the trigger happy one. I've already like, I need to slow down. I'm very like, I'm always ready to bet on myself. Anyway, so I love that. I think it's like a lot of fun. So, but just be careful, you know. Some of the negative ways is definitely getting super angry about something. So something blowing up Sunday, people just freak out on Monday, expect the unexpected, expect violence and outbursts, be really careful, don't set people off. People can be very unpredictable. This is probably going to be something also having to, this could be anything like GameStop, like a natural weather disaster or some huge crazy crisis. Like there's just something, could be decapitations, there could be actual things with that. So there was that story that I would read at the bookstore. We never bought it and took it home, but I would read it at the bookstore with the girl with this like scarf on her neck, and then like one day she's like, okay, take the scarf off, and her husband like takes it off and like her head falls off. And that story just like stood with me for like, it just really stood with me for like my entire life. And then I would tell people when I was like, before I learned about fixed stars, I would tell people, cut my head off 6 more, it's grow in its place. And you have to have that attitude. So if there is some kind of calamity or crisis or something doesn't go your way, whatever happens to be, you guys, just think about that. Cut my head off 6 more, grow in its place. You have to have this like resilience. You have to keep, the only difference between winners and losers is how they see failure, because everyone fails. Like everyone that tries fails. So the losers and look at a failure and be like, oh man, that sucks, I suck. A winner's going to look at a failure and be like, how am I going to fix it? How am I going to make it better? How am I going to fix this? And then they just fix it, and they work on it, and they fix it, and they get it, and they make it, and they just keep going. So just don't ever give up. You can't ever give up. But you have to think to yourself, cut my head off 6 more, going, because people can come for you. And the secret is you only focus your drive and your energy on your thing. You stay in your lane. Don't worry about anybody else. Never work to someone else's detriment. You only ever work constructively for yourself. And then when karma's flying around, then you just like, you dodge that, dodging all of the freaking bullets. So don't worry. People are going to already be dealing with their own karma, kickbacks. People have already been inside all of that. So, okay, real quick, let's take a look at the tarot. Go watch my TikTok. I talk a little bit more about algol, but it could be breakthroughs, it could be breakdowns, it could be all kinds of, but it's never just going to be what you expect it to be. Oh, hold on. I was getting something. Hold on. Okay, there's something about the side of this mountain. The side, it's very bright. It's like the side of this. Yeah, I can see it. Okay, let me see what's going on. What do we need to know about the week this week? We had the goals. Almost forgot about TikTok. Sorry, you guys. I'm like, okay, Four of Pentacles to start. Where are we going from here? Five of Wands. Where do we go from here? That could be a lot of chefs in the kitchen, cooks in the kitchen, a lot of cooks in the kitchen. Ten of Swords. And Judgment. Okie dokie, bottom of the disc. Let's see, it is. Queen of Swords, the Emperor, and the Four of Cups, bottom of the deck. Wow. Wow. Something is very clearly like, let me use this one. Let me use this deck. Tarot of Sexual Magic. Something is very clearly it feels like there's very clearly something that's like not a main priority. And this week may just be kind of clearing that out or deciding something forward priority. What's the Four of Pentacles? Ooh. It's the Knave of Wands, the Page of Wands, and the Hanged Man. Well, I mean, we're not going to get like super. Page of Wands and the Hanged Man. Interesting. Someone's had a change of mind about a change of perspective, change of mind. It's like excitable or excitability, something that was or was not exciting, interesting. Oopsie. Oh. Okay, Five of Wands. Six of Cups and the Four of Wands. Six of Cups and the Four of Wands. This is almost like she's showing me like a partial mixture that's like old from like another bottle, like 30%, and then filling the rest with something new from the new bottle. And they're supposed to be the same longer. It's not exactly the same. There's something new or different, and it's just a little bit less palatable this week for someone or for some people to kind of integrate or process or understand or like get it. She's showing me, I love reading this pilot so much. It's the Mad Men pilot. Spoiler alert. But like when he is talking about like, oh, it's just this is funny. When he's just talking about like, oh, it's toasted. Like not everyone just like got it right away, you know. That's like what this is. Like they didn't get like, oh, it's no, everyone else's cigarettes give them cancer. Lucky Strikes is toasted. You know, it's but like to get that, that's what this is. There's something like that, like with this, with these people. They're but and so they're just like, and honestly, just so you know, it's they really do have like an affection for something from the past, something about the past, something kind of like, so it's like there's like there's an affection, that's all I'll say. Okay, what's a Ten of Swords? Ooh, it flipped in my lap. You guys, maybe you saw it. Two of Cups and the Three of Pentacles. To clarify the Ten of Let me just look at the Judgment. Let me just look at the Judgment. This is really feel like the Moon and the Seven of Cups, Seven of Chalices. This is really interesting. Someone really has to figure this out, or there's like people that have to really figure this out. And this is really what it feels like between you know, when you hear people talk about like New Earth and things like this is what that is like New Earth. Okay. Or think about when people talk about places that are just a state of mind. This place is a state of mind. New Earth is a state of mind. It's like that. And people that live in a certain state of mind that you're referencing, they're all in, and they're together, and they're living through the world, experiencing the world just like in that vibration, because they're in that state of mind. This is like there's a person or there's people that are not getting there. They're not getting into whatever the state of mind it is that like you need, or that's like in your situation. That's what I'm seeing here. That people or one person, someone's having an issue with that, like a real, not. I don't think they're attaching their ego to this. The sense that I'm getting is that they're attaching like emotional stuff to like there's something that certain things we should be able to change our minds about quickly and be more adaptable. This is just something that someone, it's like sticking because of like an emotional, they're like crossing it with, you know, whenever you're eating chocolate cake, you want to wash your hands. Whenever you're washing your hands, you have a taste for chocolate cake. It's like there's someone's just like messed up the, gosh, sometimes these messages just take so long. It takes so much to say. So someone or people are having like an issue with like living in like the state of mind, because that's what it is. That's like the truth of it. It is. And people have to choose that for themselves. And you can never, you can't, you know, so the potential unintended consequences of someone not getting it, not getting into that like state of mind, they are going to be really confused. They're not. I just see kind of like this, like some like cognitive dissonance breaking for somebody. That's all. That's what I mean. Like just something's kind of like that. What I believe about the world shouldn't allow this to happen, and I'm so confused that it's happening or that it happened, or like there's something off. I don't know. A win-win outcome is forecast. So like this needs to kind of come up, this whatever this is, so that the people that are in the same state of mind can kind of, I don't know, do what they're doing. Win-win outcome is forecast. You're very close to achieving your goal, and nothing is yet set in stone. So things are still fluctuating for this week. Like I said, there's things, it's still percolating. Very close to achieving your goal, and a win-win outcome is forecast. Yeah, so it looks like everybody's happy. All right, love you guys. I am going to send out a video for a client, and then I will be on Patreon to break this week down for all of the 12 zodiac signs. And we're going to talk about this Mars Uranus algol in Taurus for all 12 zodiac signs included. So